all right. Hey. All right, hi guys. How you doing? Hope you're ready to stretch. I got a great class today. I am a big fan of therapy balls, so I have a couple of balls. Could be anything that's in the shape of a ball. Like a lacrosse ball works. If you have a couple, that's great. One exercise will use 2 balls, but otherwise one is good. So don't worry if you only have one. Also, I have a strap and a block. And today, I'd like to work a little bit on the lateral side of the body. So I'm gonna get into some shoulder work. So we're gonna get into like triceps, lats, and then right into the side seam of the waist, getting into a QL. I'm gonna work the glutes, getting into glutes into TFL, IT band 5. So it's kind of that lateral line that we're gonna work on today. So there'll be several options. I do have a couch nearby. It could be a chair. Again, it's optional, but if you're home, I'm pretty sure you have something that you can rest your legs on. Okay, so we'll get started and we'll lie onto your back. All right. And I'm just gonna start just mobilizing the body a little bit, so mobilizing the core and also the upper body. So right now, just rest your arms straight out to your side, and you want the feet wider than your hips. Let's drop the knees over to the right, and then over to your left side. So not forcing this movement, just allowing the knees to drop, to fall towards one side and then the other. So one leg goes into external rotation while the other leg goes into internal rotation. So we call these windshield wipers. Let's just do a couple more, right and left. And then one more. And then come back to center, hug your knees into your chest. Gently roll side to side, across the back. Gentle sway here, maybe circle the knees one direction and reverse the other direction. So I'm going to do first movement to help the psoas release a little bit. So we're going to hug the right knee to your chest. You'll take your left leg straight up to the sky. So hug that right knee in and just float your left leg down and then lift it back up. Again, so just hug that right knee in as you float your left leg down and then lift. And then one more time here. Lift your leg and hold. Hug that knee into your chest. Drive the left heel high. And then bring that left leg all the way down onto the ground. All right. From here, take that right knee over to the right a few inches. And then back to center. Again, over to your right. Just a few inches, keeping the pelvis grounded. And then circle that knee around. So see if you can start releasing right in that hip crease. And this is that hip flexor region. So I'm just doing this to do a gentle massage into the hip flexor. All right, and then reverse those circles. And then hug your knee into your chest. From here, bring your left knee to your chest and stretch your right leg straight up. Let's flow the right leg down, exhale. And then right leg back up. So you hug that left into your chest. So you're getting a mild stretch into that left glute as well here. And then back up. And then the next time, we'll keep your legs straight up, just for a breath. Work your legs towards straight. It's okay if it's not totally straight, but straightish. Drive the heel up, flex that foot, and then send that right leg all the way down to the ground one more time. Now keep that right leg down. If there's any tugging in the back in that position, you can certainly bend your right knee and lay your right foot flat. Okay, that works as well. And let's from here just start to bring that left knee across to the left and to the right.
Cours des fleuves quand les tragédies pleuvent. Y a pas de recette pour encaisser les drames, franchir les mers à la rame quand l'horreur te fait du charme. Y a pas
And
de
let's
recette.
circle that
T'en
knee
avais pas
one
non plus.
direction.
Personne t'avait prévenu, tu t'es battu comme t'as pu. Y a pas de recette quand l'enfer te serre la main. Abandonner c'est humain, l'avenir c'est loin. Mais tu t'es mis à chanter, même pas par choix, comme à chaque chute, à chaque fois ça s'est imposé à toi. Chanter comme un enfant surpris, comme un instinct de survie, comme un instant de furie. Chanter pour accepter, exprimer, résister, avancer, progresser, exister, chanter. Comme
And then from here, bring that knee to your chest, just drive it in, stretch. Bring both knees to your chest. So let's take a twist. So we take both arms straight out to your T, knees together. You can always place a block or pillow, anything between your knees here if you need more support for your low back and sacrum. Let's drop the knees over to the right, final twist. Now pause here, you can just rest that right thigh down. You can even press the left thigh with your right hand, giving you extra stretch, extra traction. And again, we'll be working on the side of the back today, so back to center, and then drop the knees over to your left.
Ce piano a chanté, ses accords t'ont hanté, ont choyé ta santé. À quel moment il est ta respiration et à quel moment on en fait une chanson.
Bring it back to center. Now we're going to go back to the same movement, but we'll just hover the knees off the ground, and we'll keep the knees bent today. So take the knees over to the right, and then pause here so the knees hover. Bring it back to center, and then over to your left side. Continue side to side. Again, if you need more support, your knees are squeezing into a block or pillow.
On n'a pas du tout la même histoire, et finalement quelques points communs. Comme un air de
Continue
force
side to
oratoire,
side. I'm just
j'écris, tu
fixing the
chantes.
volume here.
Le
Still
brouillard
here.
est bien loin.
Here we go. Good. Nice and easy. Rotate. One more time. So wherever you're at, I don't know where you're at, so we'll finish to the left. And let's come back to center. Again, both feet down. Feed the width of the mat, wider than your hips. Drop the knees right and left. And just check in the little bit we did. Is this movement a little bit easier? So again, just windshield wipers. You've done it once. One more time each way, right to left. And then bring it back to center. So again, bend your knees. So this time, I'm gonna go facing the left, but you go either direction. You're gonna bring both knees over to the side. You'll extend the bottom arm. So I'm on my left side right now. My left arm is in front of me, and I'm gonna stack my right hand on top. And then from here, I'm gonna move my stuff first, and then I'm gonna bring my right arm overhead, and then circle it around, and then bring the right hand to meet the left. So I'm gonna make some circles with my right arm overhead. My knees are together. They're not moving. And again, I'm just bringing the right arm overhead, around, and then close. Again, up and over, circle. And the next time you come into that T shape, let's hold. So you're back in that twist that we did before. Hold it here.
Jusqu'à mon dernier souffle.
Right shoulder down.
Le pire. Je suis pas mauvais pour ça. J'ai dû prendre de mon père.
And then bring both knees back to center. And let's reverse. So bring both knees over to your other side. And then right away stack both hands. So knees are stacked, hips are stacked. We'll take the top arm overhead, draw a circle back. Doesn't matter if you don't touch the ground. And then out to the side. And then you close the gate. And then again, out and around. That's it. Nice big circle. And then all the way in. 3 more times. Up and around. You got it.
Très bonne mémoire.
And then together. Again, out and around.
Par le soleil du soir.
And together. And then one more time, we'll stay in that T shape. So all the way to the side. Pause here. You can even turn your head to look at that back arm.
Gamotière.
One more breath
Perrotière.
in.
Saint-Jean.
on your exhale, come back to center.
La métard,
Good. So we'll stay in that T
le
shape.
château,
Arm,
la maison,
legs bend to start.
le
So
cimetière,
now we'll straighten your left leg. Then we'll rotate again the lower body to the right. Keep your left leg straight.
terre noire,
Reaching across. Again, you can take something between your knees. If
paradiso,
you need a block or a pillow
paradiso.
for extra support, do
Jusqu'à
that.
mon dernier souffle,
Especially if your
J'irai vers
knees
ton
are not
corps
able to stay close
je
together.
m'inventerai
Want you to keep a little bit of that engagement of your adductors, your inner thighs as you do that.
une maison merveilleuse,
And then bring it back up.
au bord d'une rivière.
Again, left leg straight. And then sweep the leg over to the right side and towards the right hand. Bring it back up. And then again. So you are stretching also through that IT band, that lateral hip, the low back, and then back up. And just one more time each way, left leg, over to the right.
La tête tourne en derviche.
Back to
L'alcool a
center,
sèche, un goût
and then
âpre en
last
bouche.
time,
Ma langue, une
right
lame
leg,
dans une poche
and
rêche.
then reach
Le
the
parquet
leg
craque sous
across.
nos
So make
semelles
it
usées de gosses de
an
riches. On
activity,
fume
just
sur la corniche
reaching
dedans
in
la
action.
musique
So
recouvre
reaching the
les
leg,
causeries.
getting
L'amour
longer
riche, on
through
s'en
your side,
contente, les
bring
nuits
it
sont
all the way
fraîches.
back
Demain on
up.
dort, dimanche au temple, le pasteur
And
ne
both
fera
legs
que des faux
straight.
prêches. On a la vie
Bend
devant
both
nous
knees
pour
to your
user nos
chest.
cartouches.
Correct.
Dehors la ville est belle comme si
From
j'étais
here,
un
let's cross the right
bateau-mouche.
ankle
Degrés
above your
dans
left.
le rouge. Des
Push
couples
your
de
thigh
copines sur
out.
la lune. Copine, c'est la lune.
Now
Ce 15 ans
arms,
d'âge
bend them
transforme tes
into
yeux en lagune.
like a little
Embouteillage
cactus
de
shape, so
filles
elbows
devant
to
les
your
toilettes.
side.
Merde, j'ai
And
confondu
let's
les
bring
noyaux
your
d'olive
left foot
avec
off
les
the ground.
cacahuètes.
And then
On danse
back
nos
down.
solitudes sur des rythmes
So
binaires.
just
Tous
opening
par
those
terre, le
hips a
cerveau
little
dans la
bit, so
plume,
making
y a
it
de l'humour
into
dans
a
l'air.
stretch here,
Dans
and
ces
then
instants
set it
brefs,
back
c'est
down.
le temps qu'on déjoue.
Again,
Donc,
left foot up.
dis-moi à quoi on joue avant les lueurs du jour.
Lower, and then one more time, let's hold the leg. That's it, so you'll hold that figure four stretch. Good, so we're not using the hands. Now notice if your right waist is getting shorter, see if you can make that right waist even with your left. So meaning you're gently driving that left hip forward, right hip forward. One more breath here. And then set it down. So now keep your left foot on the ground. Keep that right ankle crossed. Let's drop the knees over to your right side. And then tilt your tailbone in. Squeeze your left glute. You should feel a stretch across the left hip, frontal hip area. You're driving your left leg into internal rotation with the weight of your right foot. So you're accessing that psoas muscle. Then you'll take your left arm overhead.
Allonger la tête
Sweep
dans
your
les
right arm
nuages,
back.
la nuit est
See if you can
bleutée.
grab your left
Lève
wrist
les yeux
and
là-haut,
give
le
yourself a
ciel est
little
à notre
side bend.
portée.
Now
Laisse un
keep
bruit,
your
une
middle
étoile, oh, peu importe, fais un vœu.
engaged. So your
Le
belly
cadran
engaged
essoufflé
here.
affiche
So the
une heure
glute
de
engaged.
feu.
Your core is
Cache
also
à ça,
engaged to
sucre
protect your
canne,
lower
glaçon
back.
pilé.
And
Mon
then
petit
add
cœur
a
est un
little bit of a
citron dans un
side bend
mortier.
here.
Le ciel
So
est
take the left
clairsemé
arm
comme la
over
piste
to
de
the
danse
right.
où sont passés les temps sereins ont rien de porté à
One more
conséquence.
breath here.
Un fragment de volupté, un parfum, une archive, une fragrance d'été.
Fully
Une fumée
exhale.
suffocante, tes contours et mes pensées
Release
me
the
fouettent
arms
comme
back
une
to your
pluie
cactus
battante,
shape.
pas
Now
de
release the
pas
right foot
s'empresser.
first. Bring both knees
Viennent
up.
des lueurs à la fenêtre.
Right foot stays on the
La
ground.
nuit qui
Left
meurt
leg
de
up.
voir, un
Cross
nouveau
it
journal.
over.
Et comme le temps
Cross
nous
that
est
left
compté,
ankle over onto your right thigh,
j'irai
right above
camper
your knee.
sur tes lèvres pour
And here, let's
m'endormir
just
à
lift your
t'écouter.
right foot up. And then back down. Again, so keep the same shape of your leg as you float the right leg. Lower. Two more, lift. And lower. And then one more time here, lift. Now lower the right foot down. Pause here. Do the same thing. We'll take both knees to your left side. And right away, tailbone tilted in towards your pubic bone. Squeeze your right glute. Now, if there is any discomfort here, you can just do this and set your left foot on the ground, okay? So this is just extra here, but definitely no tugging in that lower back. So you want to keep that scoop of your tailbone. Keep your lower belly active here. Nail that right shoulder down, and maybe you stretch your right arm overhead. And then you can also add a side bend with your left hand, grab your right wrist, and give yourself a side stretch here. not very deep. You're in a position where you cannot go super deep into that lateral flexion, but you can add a little extra traction here. Just give me one more deep breath here. And then exhale. Release the wrist if you have it. Before you come up, release your left foot down. Bring both knees up. Feet about the width of the mat again. Let's do this one last time. Those windshield wipers you did in the very beginning. Again, rotate. And again, observe. Maybe a little more freedom in this movement.
C'est pas normal, 20 degrés en novembre.
Just one more time each way, right to left.
Arrête de te plaindre, la vie c'est une offrande. Tout ça je le sais déjà. Faut être poli, avoir du doigté. La femme c'est pas une imprimante 3D. Parfois c'est pas drôle, parfois c'est raté. Ça aussi
Hug
je
your
le
knees
sais
into
déjà.
your chest.
Ministre, exil, fiscal.
Head up, shoulders up. So you can either roll to your side or rock and roll up. And then cross the ankles and come onto hands and knees. Okay. So hands and knees, we're coming into cat-cow. So you're right in this position, rounding your back, and then arching your spine. And we're just gonna go 4 rounds here. So press and round. And then inhale, drop the belly, come into your back bend, shoulder blades down, look up. Again, round back, this is 2. Press the shin bones down, push the floor away. And then inhale, into your extension. Twice more, round back.
On s'aime et puis on se sépare. Raconte-moi quelque chose que je sais pas.
And then inhale and maybe notice parts of your spine that feel a little bit more restricted as you do that one more time. Round. Belly to your spine, that's it. And then inhale and arch. All right, so from here, keeping your hips parked right over your knees, walk your hands out. And we're just gonna do an initial stretch for the lats, and then I'm gonna have you use a ball, okay? So from here, arms in front of you, walk them out, and then push your hands into the floor like you're doing downward facing dog. And then roll your upper outer arms back and down. And then look forward between your fingertips and start to bring your chest down. Your elbows are not on the ground, stay active with your arms. Look between your hands. Hold it here, 2 more breaths. So melt the chest, so it's a little bit of a back bend here. You think of melting the chest, melting the throat down. 1 more deep breath, active arms. And then slowly release and come on up. All right. Sure, battery didn't die here. Okay, all good. So we're gonna grab the ball next. And I'm actually gonna use a ball that's a little bit bigger for this exercise. So I wanna get into the side. So we're getting into the insertion of your lats and subscapularis. So we're getting deep into your underarm area here, okay? So we're gonna work right in there. So I wanna start here for the work we're doing today, okay? So again, your arm, I'm gonna start on my right side. So my right arm will be overhead. We're gonna be in a side lying position, okay? So you want that ball right in that area, okay? Now, this can also be done with a foam roller. So if you don't have a ball, you can use a foam roller and do that. You can also be against the wall and get that ball up at the wall and lean into it. So that's another way to do that. Okay, so let's go into this first one here. So again, the right arm is overhead. Again, I'm on my right side. My down leg is gonna be straight, and I'm gonna bend my left knee. So, different ways to do this. If you need support for your head, you can bring your hand behind your head, or you can just have your hand on the ground, and then you're gonna monitor a little bit the pressure here, okay? So let's first breathe. So you're gonna push that left hand into the ground and start to melt onto the ball. So again, you're in the right spot if you're in your armpit. I know. It's like whoever knew would want to stretch into our armpits, right? But seriously, this is good stuff because your lats affect your back, right? And it also helps you. So if you have any like problem going like overhead, right? Oh wow, it's my shoulder, it's my shoulder. Not necessarily it's your shoulder. It could be from the lats or tightness right in that subscap area, so right in the underarm area. All right, so from here, I'm going to start to move a little bit side to side. So I'm going to oscillate from right to left. Small movement. And there's like not tons of things we're going to be able to do here while we're here. You kind of hang here. You can move side to side. So if I'm standing, it'd be a little easier. I could move up and down. Here, kind of not the best position to do it. So I'm just going to move a little bit side to side. Just kind of freeing that spot here. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bend my right elbow. And then I'm going to straighten it. Again, I'm going to inhale, bend that right elbow. Yeah, that's it. Try to give yourself a little pat and back. And then extend. And then again, bend. And then extend. And then one more time. And by the way, I'm going to do a little bit of tricep down the road. Just so that will be helpful for what we're going to do here. And let's move again a little bit side to side, cross to right to left. A couple more times, right to left. And then slowly release and come on up. All right, second side. Okay. So lay on your left. And again, just remember everything is kind of connected in the body, right? We don't have like individual parts. They're all connected by fascia. So anything you do in one area will affect other areas of your body. So same on your left. Again, find that area, the very top part of your lat, right where it inserts right into that armpit area. So the top leg bent. Now you could also rest your head down here if you'd like, or you can keep it up, you can support it. And just breathe into it. Nice deep breath, and then we're going to start to move a little bit side to side. It's a little cross friction here. A little wave side to side. Okay, couple more rounds here, and again you can simply hold in place. There's not tons of stuff we'll be doing here. And then from here, let's go ahead and bend your left elbow.
Ça envoie des centaines de lucioles tout là-haut, au firmament. Ça s'allume d'un coup, et ça éclaire le monde et la vie différemment. Nous, on a craqué l'allumette pour l'étincelle de nos débuts. On a alimenté ce foyer de tous nos excès, de nos abus. On s'est aimé plus que tout, seul au monde dans notre bulle. Ces flammes nous ont rendus fous. On a oublié qu'au final,
lift your bottom waist and then lower the waist, pulling up and lower.
Je t'aime. Je t'aime, je t'aime.
One more pass here, wherever you're at.
Je t'aime.
And let's press on up.
Je t'aime.
Come on up.
Je t'aime.
All right. From here, let's go ahead and come. So bring the ball to your side. We're going to come into a quadruped position on hands and knees.
Je m'approche tout près de
From
notre
here,
feu
let's
et
go
je
ahead and I'm going to
transpire
start with my
d'amertume.
left.
Je vois danser ces
See
flammes
it?
jaunes et
So I'm going
bleues
to bend
et
my
la
left
passion qui se
elbow.
consume.
I'm going to bring it
Pourquoi
down.
lorsque l'amour est fort, il nous rend
And I'm going to try to
vulnérables
bring
et
my left
fragiles.
hand in my
Je
upper
pense à
back.
nous et je vacille. Pourquoi depuis rien n'est facile? Je t'aime en
Rest
feu,
your
je
head
t'aime en
down.
or. Je t'aime soucieux, je t'aime trop fort. Je t'aime
So
pour
I'm
deux,
using
je
my
t'aime à
right hand on
tort.
the ground to
C'est sérieux,
support.
je
And
t'aime
here I'm going to
encore.
start
Alors
to
c'est vrai,
move
ça
my
me fait
hips
fort.
back. So I'm
Je
keeping
t'aime
my
pesant,
elbow on
je
the
t'aime
floor.
bancal.
And I'm
Évidemment, ça
kind
me
of
dévore.
pulling
Je
back,
sais
so I'm
tellement
getting
que je
extra
t'aime.
stretch right in that tricep, also into your lats. That's good. So again, you keep that elbow down and you start to pull back. So you're lengthening the fascia here. One more deep breath. And then press on up. Now, same arm. Take the left arm up. Open the chest, thread the needle, leave that arm under, and stretch. Shoulder down, press the head down. Take the right arm up, open that chest. And then from here, internally rotate the right arm. Bend your elbow. And then peel that right shoulder back. You can grab hold of your left inner thigh or just rest your hand on your back. Get it
Little pec stretch here as well. And then reach the right arm up. Take that right hand onto your left wrist and gently pull the arm out. So you trying to pull the left arm further across, getting extra stretch here into that shoulder. One more breath. And press on up.
Écoutez-moi.
All right, second side. So you start again on all fours, and we'll drop that right elbow down. You can rest your head down for this one. And then let's bend that right elbow and see if you can place that hand right at the top between your shoulder blades. Left hand stays on the ground. Stay here. And then maybe start to bring your hips back in space. They're not going to move tons. So again, feeling that extra stretch as you press your left hand into the ground and as you start to shift those hips further back. Yes. Feel that stretch deep in the armpits, right into the lats. One more deep breath. And then exhale, release. Press on up. Again, take the right arm up. And then thread the needle. Weave that arm under the left. Then bring your left arm up. Gently rotate the arm, and you can just rest the hand in your back. Or you can grab for the inner right thigh. Left shoulder back. No pressure in the neck here. Stay long. And lastly, we'll take that left arm up. Place that left hand onto your right wrist. And give yourself a little more stretch here, a little more traction. Lean back, one more breath. And then release. Press on up. All right, come back to cat-cow. Just one time here. Press and round. And then inhale. Let's come into side planks. I want to do one more lateral rib opening. So we're going to come into a kneeling side plank. So whichever side doesn't matter, okay? Then you'll take the top arm up. I want you to bring that palm facing down. Sweep it overhead. And then lift your bottom hip higher. Feel that stretch through your side. So you're trying to contract the right waist to get longer through the left waist if that's on the side, okay? So deeply flex, contract the bottom side to expand, get longer through the top side. One more breath. And then slowly release. Come onto your hands, onto your knees, second side. So you start in a high kneeling position. This bottom foot stays back, top leg straight, hand down, arm up. So again, palm facing towards your head. Reach the arm overhead. And again, lift your bottom waist higher. Keep pushing the hips forward. So you should feel a nice stretch here through the side, right? So we're stretching, expanding through here. And by the way, this is all connected into your lower back. So this really helps with low back tightness. And you probably can also feel how this would affect that lateral hip area. One more deep breath, reach. And then slowly release. Bend your knees. Very good. All right, so let's go into the next one. And this is when you would bring your legs up on maybe a couch, a chair, could be anything, table. All right, so I'm going to use one ball for this, and eventually we'll use two balls. So something probably a little smaller would work best for this. So I'm going to elevate my legs up. And I'm going to start with my right side. So doing this with the legs elevated helps you keep your low back more neutral, okay? So we're going to take the ball. So let me just show you here so you know. So if I'm on my right side, I'm going to find a spot right above my pelvis, okay? And underneath my ribs. So right in that area here on my right side. Again, I'm not on the pelvis and I'm not on my spine. I'm on the muscle of my lower back. So I'm starting with one leg, one side only. My feet are elevated and I'm going to bring that ball up. Now I'm going to lift my hips off the ground. Okay. And then from here, I'm just going to drape my back over the ball. I'm going to bring my hips down. So I'm going to go back and forth a few times. So I'm going to roll up. Again, the ball is just to the right. I'm doing one ball. You could do it both. But for the sake of what I'm planning on today, I'd like to just do one side at a time. Okay, so again, lift, curl up, and down. And then one more. We're going to curl up and this time hold. So the hips hover, right? And I'm just going to move a little bit to the right and to the left. So I'm going to sway my hips right to left. So I'm right above my pelvis. And I can even roll all the way towards my spine. So I feel the bottom of my pelvis, or the top of my pelvis, that is, at the bottom. And I'm just going to go all the way across. And then back in, right? So again, side to side, like a wave, just moving to the right, to the left, a little sway. So again, I could do this with the ball slightly larger. That would work as well. Just one more time here, side to side. And then lower your hips down. We're going to lift your hips and shift to the other side. Ball left. So again, I'm going right above the pelvis. And the first thing I'll do is I'll just elevate my hips, curl up, and back down. Again, curl up. Lower. Twice more, curl up. Lower the hips. And then the last time, we'll keep the hips up. And again, not super high, just a couple inches off the floor. And here, I'm just going to sway my hips to the right and to the left. Just going across, feeling that iliac crest, right, the very top of my pelvis. And I'm just tracing that line all the way across. Twice more. And then one more time across. And then slowly release, lower your hips, and take a break. All right. So we're going to roll up. So we're going to come back to the floor, okay? So this is the only part. Actually, we have one more thing that I'm going to need the chair for. So lying down again. And just check in with your back. Check in how it feels. Now, we're going to take those two balls side by side on each side of your spine. Okay, so they'll be, again, lower back. And if you can locate, I'm sure you can, your navel, you're right in the back of your navel, okay? So same line, right there. Okay, good. So from here, I'm just going to work into the low back as well. But now, both feet on the floor. So what we'll do, we're going to elevate the hips. You want to keep your middle engaged, right? Your belly engaged. And here I'm just going to do a little sway of the knees from side to side. So kind of remember when I did those windshield wipers? They're kind of similar, but not quite as deep. All right, so the balls are not touching all the way. They're on each side of your spine. And I'm just moving my knees to the right and to the left. Okay. And let's just go a few more rounds here. Just cross, cross. One more time each way, right to left. And then lift your hips, lower the balls, set them to your side. Cross the right thigh over your left. Shift your hips towards the right. Drop the knees to the left. Spinal twist. Okay, so again, I'm kind of connecting all the work we've done from the lats into the side of your back. Keep that right outer hip reaching away from your right rib cage. then come back to center, uncross the legs, switch the crossing, the left thigh is on top, scoot your hips to the left, drop your knees to the right, spinal twist.
It's all love. My love for you is summer in the winter blues.
One more deep breath here. And then slowly release, uncross the legs, square off your hips, and let's come on up. Let's roll on up. So we're gonna grab a ball that's a little bit bigger. If you have, you can also take a roller. I just want to get into the side here of your waist. So we're gonna bring the ball to the right, and you want it right between the bottom of your ribs and the top of your pelvis, so right in your waist. So again, navel, you're right in the same line as your navel, and you're a little bit back. So getting into the QL muscle here. Should you want support for your neck, you're gonna take a block, and we're gonna bring that ball right there on the side and a little bit slightly back. All right, we're gonna lie sideways, and you're gonna support your head here, right? So again, you're in the waist area, but slightly back, teeny bit back. So getting into that QL muscle, that quadratus lumborum. The top knee is bent here. I'm gonna straighten my right leg, my bottom leg. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my right knee in towards my chest. So I'm gonna like contract deep into my lateral side, my lateral body here. And I'm going to extend the leg. Let's do it again. So again, contract, drag that knee in like you're doing a crunch. And then let's extend. Do this 2 more times. So again, side bend, little crunch and tuck. And then extend. And then 1 more time. Crunch. And then extend. From here, I'm just going to move a little bit, cross friction side to side. So you can elevate your hips a tiny bit here. So we have that left foot back just to give you a place to stand, right? And then you can hover the hips and then a little sway side to side, rocking from right to left. So getting into that QL here, 1 more breath. And then release, stretch. Allow the ball to sink, allow the body to sink into the ball rather. Take nice deep diaphragmatic breath. And then in release, bend your knees. All right, let's roll up and do this on the left side or the other side, whichever side you didn't do, okay? So after this, we're gonna start getting into the lower body. Again, take that ball right in the waist area. Bend the top leg so that foot is flat. Make sure you find the right spot here. Make sure too you're not pressing on your rib cage. You don't want to press that ball, that hard ball onto your rib cage, okay? I'm going to extend my down leg, my left leg. And here, I'm just going to bring my left knee in. And then I'm going to extend. Stretch the leg. And again, try to be a little bit posterior back, okay? Pull it in, elbow to knee. Again, I'm doing a tuck. And then I'm extending. Again, contract. So feel that activity, that lift of that bottom waist. So that's that contraction. So contract, release here. 1 more time. Bend. And then extend. Good, hold here, and then I'm going to hover the hips a bit. And now I'm going to move side to side. So that cross friction here, moving cross right to left.
Dans ta tête, je tiens la chandelle. T'as passé la soirée à penser à elle. On se dira bonne nuit comme à la fin d'un mail. Je suis plus la première à qui tu penses au réveil. Je voudrais remettre le film au début, rejouer la scène où le lit nous voit nus. Goûter ta bouche pour la première fois. Laisser du parfum dans tes draps.
So again, allow the ball to sink deeper into the tissue here. And then from here, roll to your side. Press on up. Okay, let's bring the ball to the side. Now, come up. Okay. So let's take your right over left. So you can just sit cross-legged. So we'll start with the right leg on top, and we're going to stretch side, the opposite side, okay? So your right leg on top. If you want to sit, so you can sit up. If you're tighter, you can sit up on the blanket, on a pillow to elevate your hips. I'm going to do that. I'm not super open in pigeon yet, but it'll get better. So you can go into double leg pigeon as well, if you'd like, okay? Doesn't matter, it's not so much about the hip, but again, we're starting to connect the hips and the side body. So we'll bring your right hand down. You can sit cross-leg, the right leg on top. Take your left arm up, right hand on the ground, and left arm overhead. So, all this work we did on the back, on the side, back, right, to bring you into that lateral flexion. Keep both hips rooted. Bring the top hand behind your head. One more deep breath here. Exhale fully. Stretch the arm. Come on up. Very good. Switch sides. So again, left leg is on top. You can sit cross-leg with your left, crossing at the shin bones. You can sit up high. If you want to take that ankle over, you can go to this. Okay? So now, left leg. Okay. So I think okay. Left hand down, right arm up. And let's start to, so make sure you don't creep up onto that shoulder, so drag it down. You can bend that left elbow and then reach the arm over. Keep your both hips rooted, particularly that one. It's going to want to come up, but that weight of that top leg, if you're in that pigeon, will keep you from hiking that hip, right? So reach, and then bend that elbow if you want, and you can just bring your hand behind your back. And remember all the work we've done, that release we did in the armpit, in the lats. Stay heavy on both sides hips, particularly that right side. One more deep breath.
Veuillez accepter, mesdames, ces quelques mots comme un hommage à votre gendre que j'admire, qui crée en chaque homme un orage. Au cinéma ou dans la vie, vous êtes les plus beaux personnages. Et sans le vouloir, vous tenez nos cœurs et nos pensées en otage. Veuillez accepter, mesdames, cette déclaration comme une tentative honnête de réparation. Face au profond machisme de nos coutumes, de nos cultures, dans le grand livre des humains, place au chapitre de la rupture. Vous êtes infiniment plus subtile, plus élégante et plus classe que la jante masculine qui parle fort prend toute la place. Et si j'apprécie des deux yeux quand tu balances ton corps, j'applaudis aussi des deux mains quand tu balances ton corps.
For my iliopsoas muscle, okay? So we're going to be stretching the left side. That muscle inserts deep on the inner upper thigh, so you might be able to feel that stretch deep inside. So I'm going to bring my left foot out to the left, my left, your left.
Vous êtes nos mères,
right
vous êtes nos
there.
sœurs, vous êtes caissières,
So I
vous
want
êtes
to
docteurs,
internally
vous êtes
rotate
nos
my
filles,
back
puis nos
leg.
femmes, nous on vacille
And again, I
pour
want to
votre flamme.
squeeze my glute, push the
Comment
hips
ne pas
forward.
être en admiration
I'm
et
going to
sans
bring both
commune
arms
mesure.
one at a time to
Pour
the
celles qui
front.
portent et fabriquent pendant
And then
9 mois
I'm
notre
going to
futur.
take my
Pour celles qui
fingertips
cumulent
out to the
plusieurs
side.
emplois et ceux
And I'm
sans
going to
sourciller.
pull my knuckles back.
Celui
So I'm
qu'elles ont
thinking
dans la
of
journée
pushing
est le plus
with the
grand,
heel of my
mère au
hand.
foyer.
And I'm going to
Veuillez
reach
accepter,
my
mesdames,
arms. So
cette
your arms are
réelle
totally straight, your elbows are
de
locked.
votre force, votre courage
I'm
et
going to
votre
push my belly button
détermination.
towards my spine
Veuillez
so I
accepter,
can
mesdames,
neutralize
mon
my lower
aimable
back.
faiblesse
And I'm
face à
thinking of
votre
extending
fragilité,
through the crown of
votre
my
empathie,
head,
votre
but I'm not
tendresse.
looking up. So my chin is
Veuillez
in.
accepter, mesdames, cette petite
Reach
intro
both arms
qui
forward.
va venir
First thing
appartient à
we'll
celle
do,
qu'on
I'm
aime
just going to
trop.
gently push
Pour ne
forward.
pas être taxé de premier degré d'anthologie,
So
veuillez accepter,
actively belly
mesdames,
button
cette
in.
délicate démagogie.
Reach through the arms, long through your spine. Nice deep breath. Reach. One more breath. Reach forward. the way up. Part 2. Let's take the ribs, the right rib cage to the right.
Vous êtes nos
Then I'm
muses,
going
nos
to
influences,
side
notre
bend
motivation
towards
et
my
nos
right,
vices.
so I'm
Vous
leaning.
êtes Simone Veil, Marie Curie,
Then I'm
Rosa
going to
Parks, Angela
rotate towards
Davis.
the left.
Vous êtes nos mères, vous êtes nos sœurs, vous êtes caissières, vous
So
êtes
you're
docteurs.
rotating
Vous
towards
êtes nos
your
filles
back
et nos
leg.
femmes. Nous on vacille
The
pour
side
votre
bending
flamme.
towards the front leg. Reach. Think again. Engage the middle. Chin back. Lengthen your spine. 2 more deep breaths. Reach. So you got to breathe real deep in this one. Exhale.
Tu changes de
One more deep breath here.
comme on change de sentiment. Tout ce que tu
Exhaling
détestes
fully.
me ressemble bien à présent.
Let's come back to center.
Quel goût a le
And then
sexe de
release.
ce que tu fuyais
Second
avant.
side.
Le succès
So
une
left foot
quête,
forward.
mais il te faut bien
So
du
you want to
talent.
think of standing more on your front leg, okay?
C'est la
Rather than
présence
camping
des
on the back knee.
absents.
So again, you can use pillows
Et de
or
dormir
anything
en
if you
présent.
need to underneath the back
Et
knee,
tout ce
but you
qui me
shouldn't
blesse,
feel any tension. So ideally, you're not quite on your kneecap, you're a little bit above the kneecap. So again, I'm starting internally rotating my back leg. So I'm turning my foot on the outside, my lower leg on the outside, so I can internally rotate this. So I want this to actively access my psoas muscle. If you're losing that internal rotation, you're not going to access there, which is what you want. So here, I'm going to take both arms forward. Again, outer rotation of my arms. I'm pulling my back of my hands towards my wrist. Arms are straight, so I'm locking my elbows here, but I'm not collapsing my shoulder, right? So you want to stay open through your chest. And then from here, I'm going to squeeze my right glute. Again, engage my middle, and I'm going to reach forward to the point of stretch. And again, you can lean more towards that front leg.
Tout ce qui me blesse, c'est la présence des absents.
Chin is back. Again, I'm elongating my spine.
Et de dormir à présent.
Keep reaching, like you're trying
Tout ce
to
qui me
grab,
blesse
you're trying to reach
peut
something.
s'éteindre avec le temps.
One more deep breath here.
Mais les amis sont lestes et s'envolent avec
Exhale
le vent.
fully.
Mais les amis
Come
sont
back.
lestes
Part B.
et s'envolent
Ribs
avec le
towards your
vent.
left. Side bend towards that front leg. Rotate towards the back leg. Arms about shoulder width apart. Shoulder width. That's it, good.
Tout
So your
ce qui me
arms
blesse
should be no wider than your
peut
shoulders.
s'éteindre avec le temps.
Rotate towards the back leg.
Les amis sont lestes
Look towards the
et
back.
s'envolent
Good.
avec le vent.
That's it, 2 more breaths.
Tout ce qui me blesse peut s'éteindre
Exhale
avec
fully.
le temps. Mais
One more
les
deep breath.
amis sont lestes
Look
et
between your
s'envolent
hands.
avec le vent.
Yeah,
Mais
good.
les amis
And then
sont
exhale.
et s'envolent
back to center.
avec le vent.
And then release. All right, come onto hands and knees. Stretch the right leg back. Heel back and forth. So just stretching the back of the knee a little bit here. All right, all right. So we're gonna get into the glute side, the side of your hip. One more. Switch side, back, front and back. So I'm gonna first use the ball to loosen up the tissue, and then we're gonna get into some lunges. All right, so take the ball, one more. Now, if you only have a roller, that works. Again, I like the ball better, so I can get really deeper into it. So we're gonna do the lateral hip, which is this pocket here, okay? So very top. So I'm gonna use the block so I can support my head.
The river of me.
It can be a pillow, anything you have on hand. And I'm gonna start with my right side, okay? So I'm gonna take that ball right there, so my upper lateral hip. And I'm not right on my hip bone, by the way, I'm on the muscle. So I'm gonna lie down, I'm gonna rest my head. My left knee will be on the ground, left foot, sorry, on the ground, knee bent. And I'm laying to the side, okay? So my down leg, which is my right, is a little bit of an angle forward. So your top knee is bent, knee to the sky, knee up, foot down, good. The down leg is straight. First thing I'm gonna do is push my outer edge of my foot, or my right foot into the ground. So I'm gonna actively drive that foot down, and then I'm gonna release it. And let's do that again. Drive that foot into the ground. And then release.
Oh, yes, it will.
Now I'm going to bring my right leg up. Straight up. Right leg and down. Again. So the inner thigh leads. Coming up. And then down. So as I come up, that muscle is being stretched. And as I come down, that muscle is working. So it's the muscle that brings your leg out to the side when you're doing a side lift. It's your glute medius. Lift. Lower. Next time, keep your leg up. Now turn your leg in and out. Again, turn it in. Lower a couple inches. Continue. In and out. Lower a little bit more. In and out. Lower a little bit more so your leg hovers off the ground. Pause here. And then bend the back, bend your knee. Sweep the leg forward like you're riding a bike with one leg. And then again. Bend, drive it in, stand, back. Bend, stretch, back. One more time. Bend, stretch, back. Hold here. From here, both knees bent. Remove the block and roll side to side. Roll right to left. Across and across. Cross and across. Good. So you can stay right here, just working across. You can do circles. You can also bring the right leg into external rotation. Then you can come up and roll more. Okay, you can stay on your back and find tender spots, restrictions, and bring back pliability in the tissue by rolling. Okay? And I have to say that's the one thing that most people like when I do those classes is that one exercise. That's what they come for. Just that one thing. All right, so couple more here. And most of us need this, okay? So if you don't do this on a regular basis, I do recommend you do it. Okay. And then from here, slowly release, uncross the leg. Let's do the same on the second side. So I'm going to start with a lateral hip. So we're going to bring that block so you can support your head. Again, I'm finding the top and so the lateral and a little bit back of that glute. My right foot is on the ground, my right knee is bent, so I use it for support. My left leg, I can see, so my leg is at a slight angle. Okay, first thing you're gonna do is drive that outer foot into the ground, and then release. And then again, drive. And then release. Now I'm gonna lift my leg, and then lower the leg. And again, lift. And lower. Lift. Now lift and hold. Now let's rotate in, rotate out. Rotate, 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 rotate. Lower your leg, 2 inches at a time. Hold it. Sweep your leg back, bend, and straight. Sweep, bend, straight. Sweep, bend, straight. One more. And then bend both knees. Roll to face up. Remove the block, not the ball. And then roll side to side. So cross, cross. Side to side. So go across. So getting into that piriformis here. Glute medius, glute minimus, maximus. You got it all here. Okay. Find other spots. And then you can cross that leg over. Again, more external rotation. Then you can come up.
Again, if you want more, you come up. You can very well do this lying down. That's it. Finding those spots here. 2 more. A little pass here. So we're going to get into a lunge. Just want to get into a bit more mobility into the lunge position. I also wanted to bring you to couch stretch. So we're going to do a couple more things after that. 1 more here. And then release. And uncross the leg if it was crossed. Okay, good. So coming back to hands and knees. Hold on, let me fix my mat here. Okay, fix my hair. All right, so let's come into a right leg forward into a lunge. So we're creating a lot of hip flexion here in that front leg, hip extension in the back leg, okay? So the first thing we'll do is bring your hands on in the inside of your right foot. And then drop the back knee down. So have your toes for the first one pointing dead ahead. And now I'm going to move a little bit from side to side, right to left. Now from here, let's go ahead and bring your right hand onto your right foot. Pin it down. And bring the right knee this time out to the right. And then back in. So right knee out to the right. So more external rotation. Back in. 1 more time. Out to the right and hold. From here, walk both hands towards the left side. Coming into a little twist here. So sing the hips. So toes point dead ahead. Push your right thigh out to the right. Good. Sing the hips. You can drop down onto your right elbow if you'd like. Use your left hand to pivot your torso towards your left a little more. And you can gently rock it side to side. Press on up. Walk your hands back to center. This time you'll walk your hands towards your right, left hand onto your right foot, left elbow down if possible, and start to rotate towards the right. And personally, I like to move it around a little bit, I like to rock it out. Come back to center. Coming to a lunge. Heel to your right foot in. And just straighten the right leg. You can walk your hands back if you need to. Find length in your spine. Gently fold forward. Just coming into hamstring stretch. And then from here, roll your foot towards the right, and then bring it back up. Again, roll the leg to the right, and then back up. 1 more time, to the right, getting into that IT band. Hold here, elongate your
Comment ça
spine.
va lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, bien dormi, le
Flex that
week-end
foot,
bien
meaning you
passé,
keep
ta
that
blonde et la
foot
famille, les
flexed
enfants,
and
les
not
amis, le
pointed,
barbecue
and
annulé
you
par
roll
la pluie.
towards the
Est-ce
pinky
que
edge.
ça
You
va?
may not get
T'es
all
sûr
the
que
way
ça
down.
va?
It's
Tu me
okay.
caches pas
Keep your
quelque chose que
shoulders
je
square
devrais
for this.
savoir? Un divorce, un cancer, ta belle-mère, une mauvaise dépression, le moral est-il bon?
And then slowly release, come to your lunge. Step your right leg back.
Comme un lundi.
And if you'd like a down dog, you can stretch back. Maybe observe the right side.
Comme un lundi.
Left leg, step it through. Drop the back knee down.
Et chaque
Both
semaine
hands
on
on the
reprend la
inside of
rengaine
your
en se
left
disant
foot.
demain sera
Sing
peut-être
the
mieux.
hips.
On affronte et combat certains problèmes en achetant de
Keep your foot
petites
pointing
pilules
forward,
bleues.
left
On
hand
n'est
on
pas
your
toujours
foot.
aussi fort qu'on veut l'être, on essaye de faire
And then
comme
start
l'on
to
peut.
move a
Bon
little
cours
bit
après le
side to
bonheur à tout prix,
side.
le lundi au soleil, le moral est plus vieux. Comme
So
un
make
lundi,
sure there's no tugging in that lower
comme un
back.
lundi, comme un lundi,
Little roll side to side. Very good.
comme un lundi,
Sing the hips.
comme un lundi,
Pause
comme
here.
un lundi,
Let's bring both hands towards your right.
Une semaine s'achève au compteur,
Adding a little
s'ajoute
twist
on
here.
parle de crise et tout
And
le
maybe
monde
you'll
a
drop
fou
your
son
left
sang
forearm
des
down.
volutes de drogue.
And with
Tous
your
pour
right hand,
oublier que
pivot
tous les jours l'état
towards
des
the
trous
right
sans
a
se
little more.
consolant, consommant notre confort nous rend souvent si seuls et puissants.
Again, you can stay on your hands, it's all
Chaque
good.
dimanche revient ce cafard incessant. Demain, lundi sera méchant.
Je vais pas me laisser démonter par bad vibes et morosité.
Press
Pas
on up.
contenter, mais tenter.
Let's walk your hands towards your left.
Chauffer, chauffer,
So still in that lunge. Walk your hands to the left. Bring the right hand on top of your left foot. It's right. Right elbow down. And then reach across.
Comme un lundi. Comme un lundi. Un lundi méchant. Comme un lundi.
One more deep breath
Comme un
here.
lundi. Comme un lundi.
And then
lundi
press on
méchant.
back up.
From here, straighten that front leg. Hands on each side of your left. So just going into the hamstring stretch. We didn't work tons on the hamstrings today, but I just want to get to there so I can show you that, how you're going to access the IT band from that runner's lunge. So lengthen your spine, look forward. And here, let's roll to the pinky edge of that left foot. And then back. Roll. Two more.
Tu sais très bien comment me faire vriller.
One more, we're going to hold.
Première. Tu connais la chanson, ne me mens pas.
Forward.
Tu connais mes envies, j'en passe et j'en passe. Tu sais très bien que je veux
Breath here, so you
accepter.
roll, your foot is still rotated. Actually, your leg
Je
is rotated
ressens
outward.
dans mon corps, dans ma
And
tête.
let's rise up. Step back.
Je le
And then
sens
again, down dog. Press
dans mon
back.
cœur, dans mes veines.
So I wanted to finish with cow stretch.
Ton parfum.
Running out of time a little bit here, but before we do that, I wanted to get into the very base of your quad. So it's like suprapatellar patellar tendon. Here, suprapatellar tendon, which is above your kneecap. And right the tendon. So we're gonna go from the inside. So I'm gonna start with my right leg, and we're gonna face down. So I have that ball right there. Okay. So it's above my knee on the inside. And this is really good for those of you who may have knee problems, by the way. So I'm just going to bend and straighten my right knee. I'm not going to do the whole quad, but I want to at least free that area before we do cat stretch, which is our last thing to do. All right, so I'm just going to bend and straighten. So I'm as low as I can here in my thigh. And that ball, again, is right on the inside and above my knee. One more time. Now I'm going to hold it here. And here I'm just going to move a little bit side to side. Go cross and cross. So suprapatellar tendon. So it's the tendons that attach onto your patella, your kneecap. So you've done it right above the knee. One more time here. And now I'm going to straighten my right leg, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to roll across right above my knee, to the right and to the left. And then next time I'm on the lateral side, so on the outside, I'm going to hold again, and I'll do the same thing. I'll bend, and then I'll extend my knee. Again, bend, and then extend. Last time here, bend, and then extend. All right, switch side. So same exact pattern here. So I'm going to take that ball right on the inside of as low as I can get to my quad, okay? So again, you're right above the knee. And then same thing. I'm just going to start by bending and extending my knee. Twice more. Now hold. And then bring that knee, that foot, against the knee, side to side. So just go across. Across. And then have the ball to the outside now. Extend that knee.
and then bend. Again, bend, and then extend. Now extend and hold. And then one more time, just pass across. Twice more. One more. And then release. Come on up. Couch stretch. One of my favorite stretches here. So I'm going to go to a chair or couch. You want something to elevate the knee. So to start, you can start on both knees down. So that's the way I would start it. And I'm going to start with my right leg up, okay? So both knees down and your feet are kind of against the couch here. Then I'm going to bring my right foot up. So I'm going to bring my knee back. Now what you want here is you want internal rotation. So I'm going to bring my right foot to the outside a little bit. So that's internally rotated. Now you can stay right here for the stretch. You can come into a flexed hip position. So I'm coming here. You can start right here. And then you can start coming up. Your heel, your right heel should be outside. So you don't want to bring the foot all the way in. It should be a little bit on the outside. So again, you're internally rotated. Okay, and what we just did with the ball to really release that suprapatellar area here really helps for that, okay? So then I can just bring my hands there. I can do anything I want with my arms. We're not gonna go there, but yeah. And then squeeze your right glute. Push the hip forward. You can also think of driving the foot down into the couch, pressing the knee down, and then release. So do this again. So it's a little contract release. So I want to drive that foot. I'm squeezing my hip, my glute, driving the knee down, and then release. One more time. Feel it?
J'avais été invité et je ne pensais n'avoir rien à gagner. C'était lors d'une soirée, je n'étais pas venu accompagner. Et puis j'ai vu la connaissance d'un ami éloigné. Elle était l'élégance, les chevilles aux poignets. Elle parlait peu, elle observait, elle m'a regardé sans me voir. Les deux personnes avec elle me paraissaient les faire valoir. Elles semblaient seules dans la foule, je l'aperçus de loin. Elle écoutait le bruit du monde.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn towards my right,
la musique devenait forte et couvrait les bavardages. La
I just
lumière devenait
prefer
faible
rather
quand
than
elle
kind
caressait
of
son
chanting
visage.
my knee,
Elle a traversé
whatever.
la salle tout
That
droit
works
dans ma
best for me to
direction.
turn the side.
Elle a frôlé
Second
mon
side.
épaule sans y
So
porter
you start
attention.
again with both knees down.
Et soudain,
Then I'm going to bring my left knee back.
elle s'est mise à danser, comme si mes yeux devaient
Now you
désormais
could
être
work it
récompensés.
here, right?
Elle a
Maybe you're on
éclipsé tout
blocks,
être humain présent
right?
sur
So
son
like
chemin.
this would
Elle a
work if you
retourné
can
mon
come
esprit,
into a
un
lunge.
verre à la main.
I've seen it done that way. You bring both hands on something. Otherwise, you come up. Again, your left foot, left heel is going to be a little bit outside, right? It's close to your hip, but it's not all the way in. A bit on the outside. So again, if you're on the couch, you can really get your hands, you can use them for support. I also sometimes do it at a wall. So if I'm doing it against the wall, it's the same thing, but then I can get my arms up, and then I can press into the wall. Another way to do it.
Je cherchais mes phrases en attendant qu'elle arrête de danser.
So find a place of comfort here. Semi-comfort. All right, so I'm going to push my foot, drive it down. I'm going to squeeze my left glute, push my hip forward, then drive my knee into the ground. And then release.
Il fallait agir vite,
Just a couple more
l'occasion
times.
n'allait
So
pas
again,
s'éterniser.
drive the foot,
Je
knee,
cherchais une approche,
hip.
mais mon cerveau semblait tétanisé. J'ai bien
And
pensé à
down.
lui
One more
offrir du
time.
champagne ou du vin, mais on n'offre pas à boire à celle qui a déjà un verre à la main. Alors j'ai trouvé une autre
And
idée,
release.
une option tout indiquée. Je vais moi
And
aussi
maybe
chercher
you'll
un
take your
verre et
arms up.
revenir pour trinquer.
One more breath.
Nous étions enfin face à face, mon regard dans son regard. Mais au lieu de
And
s'approcher,
lower all
il
the
est
way
parti
down.
vers le bar. N'était-ce pas moi qui le regardais? Je comprenais
Exit
plus rien.
strategy, come
Je
down.
restais seule,
And I'm going to go
désorientée,
towards
un
my
verre à
left.
la
So I'm
main.
going to pivot on my
Je
knee.
voulais en avoir le
So
cœur
I'm
net,
rolling to the
comprendre sa
side
disgrâce.
and down.
Je décidais de le suivre au bar, mais je ne
Come back
retrouvais pas
onto
sa
hands and
trace.
knees.
Il y avait tellement de monde. Allais-je à nouveau le rencontrer? Ou allais-je
Stretch
poser
one
mon
leg
verre
back.
et me décider à rentrer?
Je ne suis pas allé jusqu'au bar. Un
And then the
serveur
other.
ambulant que j'ai croisé m'a proposé
So
de
I'm
disposer
kind of,
d'une flûte de champagne rosé. Le temps de le
done.
remercier puis
I
de
would have
rejoindre la
done.
belle,
I have a few more
je
things I
préparais
wanted
le
to do,
bon
but
sourire pour
don't have
enfin craquer
time.
avec elle. Mais
Go
lorsque
ahead
je
and
suis
press
revenu,
back.
elle avait
Just
disparu.
coming to down
Je l'ai
dog,
cherché,
just to
j'ai
stretch the
attendu.
back of those
Je ne l'ai
knees.
jamais revue.
I probably would have done right now, if you have more time, like do a hamstring stretch.
Un verre à la main, un rêve à la
Something
fin.
awesome to do is legs up the wall. So you can bring your hips all the way to the wall and bring your legs up the wall. This would be ideal after this. Drop down. So again, if you have like a couple more minutes, do that. I'm kind of done. Already running a little bit behind. All right. Thanks everyone for joining me. Hopefully you enjoyed the stretches. Remember, this is just as important as your workouts.